Go.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm David Porter. I'm here with a whole bunch of other people. We got Alan Mr. joining us, but we also have a whole crew. We're at Hometown Grounds in downtown Tuscola, and we're let's see. Let me put you on. We we got my sister running another camera, so we got two cameras. We're fancy today. We've got
Nice.
Joe Huber on one screen. We've got Hometown Grounds, and I'm just going to turn it over here to. Oh, there's Lynn. I'm going to turn it over to Marcy Shoemaker, and she's going to introduce who else is here. And we're talking about 50 years of sports, girls sports in Tuscola. We also have some homecoming stuff going on. So talk about the quilt. We've got homecoming stuff in this week's paper. So pick that up. And just going to turn it over to you guys.
Okay,
Okay.
hi, Marcy Shoemaker here from the TCHS Alumni Association. I just want to touch base with you guys. This is an exciting time for these gals who started the girls' sports 50 years ago in Tuscola. They've got a lot to tell, and I'm going to just tell you a little bit about how it started back in the winter. I had a call from Judy Weber Jones and a call from Beth Pugh. So they kind of were flinging out this idea. So they said, do you think this might float with alumni, other people, and everything? I said, well, of course it does. So a couple meetings later, this is where we're at today. So we just wanted to introduce you to one of the old coaches, Dee Lindsay. Would you like to go ahead and say anything?
Well, I was hired by Tuscola District 301 in 1972. So I was here the year that Title IX was voted into legislation. So I guess you could say I was really here from the very beginning. So, yes, pioneer. And Miss Turtlemeyer is to my right.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I guess I can't believe been 50 years that we started the athletics. Joe and I both were in GAA and all the athletic association things that we could be. So we were very excited when Dee and Mrs. Reinhardt started coaching. And at that time, it was all volunteer, of course. You couldn't dare pay them extra money for their time. So they spent the time with us, and we were able to put some pretty good teams together, which we'll talk about in a little bit. David Diedrich was also one of our women's coaches after we graduated, and he actually was coaching the basketball team. We didn't have basketball when we first started. That was another cool story that I think Joe can probably elaborate on how we tried to get it. And he was the first coach, I think, with the women's basketball to actually win a regional championship. So after that, the fire was lit. I think everybody was pretty excited about women's athletics, and it has grown hand over fist, actually. Very exciting to follow now.
Before we get too far into the sports, why don't we, Marcy, tell us just a little bit about homecoming and get that out of the way, and any important dates, and then we'll switch over and get more into the details of the sports.
Sounds good. Of course, all week at the high school is homecoming week, so they've got something every day. So I'm excited for the students. I hope they remember us old people, the alumni who went before them, and one of these days they're going to be the alumni. So it starts Friday with a pep rally at the school, 1 to 2. Everybody's welcome to come and watch. We are going to introduce some Hall of Fame inductees. We'll have the homecoming court there, the football players, chorus, band, beer, palms, everybody's welcome. Then we're gonna dismiss at 2 from the school. We're gonna head out to Urban Park to get the line up for the parade. Parade starts at 2:45. Doesn't take very long to get down Main Street to Daggy to the high school. So then there's gonna be a reception in the library. Plus, this is gonna be the big program for the celebrating 50 years of girls sport. It's gonna be in the new auditorium. So we want everybody to come in there. Let's pack the place. And they've got all kinds of wonderful things that they're gonna show. So also later on here, David is gonna share some of the photographs that are gonna be used for that. So then there's a tailgate right before the football game. We're gonna introduce the class of 75 who was there at the game for their 50th reunion. We're gonna kick off PBL in Tuscola at 7 o'clock. Then after the football game, all school reunion is gonna be at the community building again. But we're also gonna feature some outside, we hope with the weather, outside music with Country Sky. And it'll be in Kleist Plaza. So also that night, the class of 2020 who didn't get an official graduation because of COVID is having their first reunion with us. The class of 1990s having their 35th, and 50 years of girls sports. They're topping out the day and finishing it there at the school reunion. Then on Saturday, 7:30 to 10:30 is Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast, community building also, and the Hall of Fame induction, which will feature putting Dan Meyer, class of 83, and Bruce Wood, class of 75. They will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. It is something that we don't like. It's just phenomenal when you get to hear these people speak about what they did following high school and during all this time. And it's always a fun day. We also have some honorary warriors we're thinking about this year, and it's going to be Jim and Carol Hausman. They are both from the class of 56. Then it's going to be 5 to 11, 11:30. It'll be Cast Iron is having their annual party, and we'll be at the plaza for that also. TCHS coronation at 7, and 8 o'clock is a dance for the high school kids. So let's get on with this girls sports.
What's going on with the quilt?
Show that beautiful quilt that we have.
Doug Cottle donated T-shirts. He called me one day and said, "Hey, I've got a bunch of Tuscola stuff. I don't know what to do with it." He's living over in Arthur, and he just handed it off to me. And a bunch of them are T-shirts, and so we had a volunteer that took the T-shirts and made it into this quilt and donated it to the Alumni Association. So is it going to be raffled or auctioned or?
Yeah, it is going to be raffled, and we're taking raffle tickets, and it's $5 a ticket or 5 for 20. And you can get them at this week's football game, and you can also get it at the luncheon on the 27th. You'll be able to, and that's where we'll draw at. So yes, and it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I think it's 60 by 60, and it has the softest back that you've ever felt. It is so, so nice. We've got a lot of people. We've already sold quite a few, but let's keep that going so we can donate the money and funds to our scholarship fund and things that we do for homecoming. So anything else, David? Okay. We go to Joe? Okay. Let's turn it over to Joe Huber.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcy, for all you've done. You've done an excellent job with introducing homecoming as being a very, very special time. Thank you very much. And to your committee too. As Dee said, Title IX came into effect in 1972 and 73. Tuscola got on board, and us girls got to get to be participants against other schools, not just against each other in GAA. So that was real exciting. And we, as Turtle said, she and I and several others, Chris Murray, Jean Meyer, my sister Andy. I mean, there's a lot of girls that participated. Even Sandy Hanners, she was in the first year of track with us, and volleyball, I believe, too. But we had volleyball in the fall. We had badminton in the winter because they didn't have basketball. And we had track in the spring. Well, Turtle alluded to a little story that we have for you. We had played our junior year, and I got to, I was fortunate enough to qualify for state that year in 1974. And that was the first state girls track meet that they had in the state of Illinois. I got to participate in the shot put, and I actually made the record books. I got sixth place, so I made the podium. That was a great experience because I got to spend that whole day with my dad. And so that was a wonderful experience for me. After our junior year, we thought we had an awful lot of talent and really tall girls. I mean, you look at me and Turtle and Sean Scuda and Andy and Chris Murray and Jody Mulligan. So we had a lot of tall girls. We thought we should have a basketball team. So we made an appointment to go see Mr. Bukovich and went into his office as a group, and we kind of had a petition to ask him about having a girls basketball team. Oh, well, he thought, he was kind of thinking about it and wondering, and I said it'd be very good. I mean, we'd probably beat Arcola, and even though it was our first year, it's probably their third year. But he says, I don't have a coach right now, but I'll find one. So we took it. We're probably going to have basketball that year in the fall of 74 into 75 season. And we kind of alluded to, well, if we don't have basketball, maybe none of us will play all the other sports. And we were kind of like all winking at each other, like we're going to play, but we're going to tell him we're not. And so we got through volleyball season and had a great season. We won regionals. And I think David might have a photo of that. And then we were getting into the season where basketball is going to start. And well, he didn't find a coach. So we had to have badminton again, which was fine. I was great with that. I love badminton. It was a great sport. And I think Jean Meyer and I won regionals in pairs, badminton, doubles. And I think I did okay in the singles. But then we thought, dang, we're not going to have basketball. Well, we'll just go on and we'll do our badminton. And so we get on to track. And that season, we had a really good season that year with Deanna as our coach. Dee was our volleyball coach. And we just, everybody just did a really good job and worked together and supported one another. And parents came out to see us. And some of the parents around town, they were, well, I don't know if these girls' sports are going to fly. Well, it did. And thank goodness it did, because we had some really good teams. And that it was just a great way to get to know some of the other girls that you weren't really close with, but they were on the team too. So you supported one another and cheered one another on. And it was just a wonderful experience, especially in Tuscola, because everybody was so happy that we were able to do this and get girls sports started.
Well, we were lucky that Dee and Deanna Reinhardt, Deanna Duncan, and she eventually married Reinhardt. they took the time to organize this, do the practices, the games, the travel. There was quite a bit involved in starting up these teams. And of course, they weren't, like we said, they weren't reimbursed for this, other than winning the district championship. Yes. And I remember when we won that tournament, there was a men's basketball game going on, I believe, Joe. And we walked in the gym carrying that trophy, that plaque that we had won the district, I believe. And
Yeah, they
so that
called
was
it
pretty
districts back
exciting for the
then.
women's sports. And I think everybody in the gym cheered for us. And it was fun. It was a fun time. But thankfully, the coaches took the time to help us. And now, of course, women's coaches are reimbursed quite well in a lot of settings. So it worked out real well. We
Yes, and I think
Yeah.
Mr. Murray, he was the
that,
athletic director at the
in
time.
the beginning, I don't know that the men were really set on fire by the idea. They were going to have a shared practice space, facilities, money for uniforms and on and on. And so, it really did have to gain some momentum.
Yeah.
And I think these wonderful athletes were the ones who really made it a successful program. Tuscola, I think boys was looked at for its facilities, for the size of the school. Now, when I first started teaching, there were over 500 students. So things change. Nothing is always the same, and you can't really judge, a situation by what it is today. And honestly, and Joe, you'll get a maybe agree with this, but there were a lot of very athletic minded men who wanted, to see us succeed. Bukovich, his brother had played, at Illinois, and of course Joe's father had played at Illinois, and my dad was an athlete. I never had that opportunity because I'm so old. There was no girl sports, but
You're not
anyway,
that older
I
than
enjoyed
us.
the sport wannabe. And, so you just had people with the right mindset. And I think people looked at Tuscola and with envy for the facilities that they had, for the number of students that they had. And it just turned out the way it should. So nothing by chance,
Right, right. That's, I think, Mr. Murray.
That is follows legendary. Probably the greatest athlete on the
I think Mr. Murray was the athletic director at the time, wasn't he, Dee?
Yes.
And I think maybe he might have had something to do with spurring on getting the girls in the sports. He had 3 daughters that participated in the first 3 years there. And they may have said a few words to him, maybe at a dinner table, that said, Dad, we need sports. We need girl sports. And kind of bugged him a little bit about it. But it came through, and he helped where he could. He was still helping with the boys track team. And he'd say, Huber, you need to get out here to the shot put ring. And so I'm like, okay. So I did, and was fortunate there. But all the girls, we all did well. We had really fast runners. LaShawn Scuda was a great runner. Jean Meyer was super fast. And I mean, there was just, like I said before, we just had so many people that wanted to participate and do well. And so I think Dee's correct. When we did do well that second year of volleyball and bring that trophy home, I think it kind of opened some people's eyes and said, I think girls sports is here to stay.
Yeah. I think
But
so too.
speaking on Jean Murray, my sister and Leslie Hancock decided they wanted to do tennis, and they went to the board and they asked if they could do it. And Gene was pretty versatile. He actually drove them to all their meets. It was just Leslie and my sister Lori Mooney Cross. And it was, I mean, he really supported it to do that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They had
Well, I think too, I think it says a lot for the sport and what the male athletes thought, Dave Dietrich being our coach, coming back and coaching the women's basketball.
And track.
That says a lot for how they supported us and what they thought of our programs. So
Sure.
I think
And
that
he
showed a
had
lot.
he had a
for
great
our
basketball
community.
program. He was the
And he certainly was very good at the coaching the girls. Like I said earlier, they won the regional tournament,
Mhm.
their first regional tournament. So, yeah, I think this is an athletic community, and if they could support us 52 years ago, right out of the get-go,
right. And there
that's
were
pretty
an
good.
awful lot of good athletic girls that came before us
Yeah,
that were,
exactly.
years ahead of us that probably would have been able to field all kinds of teams.
Right.
When
You're
you think
exactly
back
right,
on it.
Joe. Yeah, there were a lot of athletic women before Joe and I had the opportunity. I mean,
Right. I guess we were born the right year.
1 year. Yeah.
Hey, Joe, can you tell us what you did after you left
After I left Tuscola,
college, high school? What did
Yeah.
you do that was kind of important about women's sports?
well, I was fortunate to play varsity basketball and track at Eastern Illinois University all 4 years, and I I kind of took it upon myself after my freshman year. They didn't have very many scholarships for women back then, and I took it upon myself to go in after the season, the end of my freshman year. I went into my basketball coach and I said, "Hey," I said, "do you happen to have any scholarships available?" She was, "Oh, I only have a half scholarship." I said, "Well, do you think I'd be deserving of that?" And she goes, "Well, yes, I do." So we set it up. I get a half scholarship. I walk down the hallway and to my track coach office, and I said, "Hey, Miss Schmidt, do you think that you have any scholarships?" "Oh, yes. I only have a half though." And I said, "Do you think I'd be deserving of that?" And she goes, "Yes, I do." So I ended up with a full scholarship, and Dad was happy as heck. And he thought that was the coolest thing. And then after I graduated from Eastern, I went and played for the WBL, which was Women's Basketball League, and they were in their third year. The year I graduated from college, they were in their third year of the season, and they weren't financially very stable, and so they drafted me. I was originally drafted by the Iowa Cornets, kind of corny name, but the Iowa team didn't make it. They folded before the whole season started, before even preseason. So I'm sitting out there wondering, well, I better get on the ball and go get a teaching job since I'm not going to be doing that. And I got a call from the St. Louis Streak women's basketball team down there, their professional team, and they hired me to be on their team. And I played for one season and got to play against Ann Myers and Nancy Lieberman, some of those names you might have recognized. And it was a great experience, but they ran out of money. So, it was a kind of tough for the girls, not making that little bit of paycheck that we got, but they really they got together with the W or the NBA. Now they're called the WNBA, and as you know, they're going great guns now, and Caitlin Clark has really spurred on the whole let's go to a women's basketball game and see the Fever or anybody else they play around. So it's really come a great distance to see how the sport has evolved and changed, and it's changed a lot of people's lives. So that was kind of what I did afterwards. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to college that first year out of high school. I worked at Johnny's farm, and we showed horses and stuff. But then I thought, well, I'm going to go. And so my grandmother was worried. She was, I'm afraid you're not going to go to school. I said, I'm going to go next year. She was, you are? And I said, yeah. She was, where are you going to go? I said, I hope Eastern. So I applied for Eastern and got accepted. And kind of the rest is history. And we're, I go back for homecomings there at Eastern. We did eventually receive our EI letters, varsity letters for participating in sports. We didn't get them when we were in school, or even right after we graduated. We didn't get those. I think we got a charm, maybe for a bracelet.
So
And
Joe, for people that don't know, when you said you worked on Johnny's farm, that's your sister's farm,
yes, correct. The horse farm out east of town.
right? Johnny Dobbs.
Johnny Dobbs, yeah. And so we showed all around central Illinois and all of Indiana, Ohio, Oklahoma,
Right.
Texas, all around Missouri. Mom would load us girls up and we'd take off and go to a horse show. But Turtle and my friends would say, are you going to be home this weekend? I said, it's a Saturday in the summer. No, we're going to a horse show. And they're like, okay. So one weekend, we were at a horse show like in Arthur. Well, how far is Arthur? We didn't have to stay all night over there. So we came home, got everything unloaded, got the horses taken care of. And I hurried up, took a shower, and came into town because there was a dance at the community building. And I come walking in, and everyone's like, Huber, what are you doing here? Did your horse die? And I'm like, no, everything's fine. We had a horse show that was really close, so I can come in town till 11 or maybe 12.
Yeah.
So that was a fun time of my life too, traveling and meeting other people from the shows and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think it's so important that girl sports stays, and it's evolved so good. I'm just really proud of all the girls that have gone through Tuscola High School. We've had, I believe, Judy Weber Jones told me that we have over 100 girls that went on and played college ball somewhere, either basketball, track, badminton, volleyball, tennis.
I'm getting I'm getting the signal. We've got a little bit of a schedule to keep, so we've got some pictures we want to get to. And so
Okay.
let me share those, and we can talk about those for a few minutes.
Okay.
I hope this is the right screen. I don't know which screen I'm supposed to start with.
We'll fill in the blanks.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'll just go. It looks like this is maybe a slideshow. So I don't know who wants to narrate, but there's Jean Murray.
Yep.
You guys.
Yeah, I do. Why don't you just go through them kind of slow, and then if anybody wants to chime in, just jump in. Yeah.
All right.
First time I've seen them. Yeah.
So that's just a
That's
little
there's the
logo.
shirt, yeah. Oh, there we are. And the champions, there's Joe and Turtle winning it all, and there's Dee. Yeah. That's a fine looking. That is volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah,
Have a
I
good
do want,
season,
I
guys.
do want to say something that, don't forget that you guys, these gals are coming back, there's a bunch of it's gonna be in the parade. There's gonna be a bunch of them that are gonna come to the, after party, after the football game at the community building. You'll be able to talk
Is
to
this
all
my
these
phone?
people, so definitely try to reach out to them and see them, and this is
Still
gonna
on.
be really, really a great weekend.
As the year says.
Oh, that's because it's,
Girls have the uniforms.
And David, I can't see a picture. There.
hang on,
on,
just
Debbie.
having a little you guys talk, having a little technical issue.
Well, I'll continue on with what Joe was saying. I know she was a champion, and there were a lot of wonderful things, athletics, speaking, advertising. But I had two daughters that went to school here, and they were sharing with me that the thing they were most proud of going to Tuscola High School was that they had the opportunity to do so many things that they wanted to do, that they had an interest in doing. And, that they were allowed to play athletics. One of them was cheerleader. I mean, Brittany went state 4 years, for track and field. And so, it really means a lot. And Bo, I guess he wasn't in girl sports, but but he was in sports. That's right. And so I guess, all in all, it's not just that Tuscola is a good athletic town, but the education and the opportunities that we give our students have been wonderful.
Is that better?
That's great.
I don't know what happened there. Apparently, I still had a screen up from the odd market, and it was playing in the background, so
Oh, okay.
now we got Gene Murray.
Yeah.
Now we got Gene Murray.
He
Yeah.
was always supportive of us.
And the t-shirt,
Yeah.
so apparently what I was seeing on my screen was not what was showing on Zoom.
Okay.
So there's the picture with
Okay. Yeah, that's the championship team. Actually, probably the first trophy, right? Right
Yeah,
there.
for women.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they have that down at I call it Gus's, but Candy Kitchen. Yeah, Flesser's. Yeah. They have a display down there.
this one's I think I need my glasses on.
Yeah.
It's not the picture.
Yeah.
The
Badminton team.
Yeah.
This one's, yeah, some of these are a little blurry.
That's the track team. This is one of the first basketball
Well,
teams. I
there's
think.
my grade school PE teacher.
Judy Stevenson.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was the first girls basketball coach at the high school.
Oh.
What year was this?
Let's see. Judy, what? Yeah, Judy's in there. I think that was Judy's freshman or sophomore year.
78.
So 76,
I think
77,
78 and
76, I think.
79.
There's a good team.
There you go.
Some track stars.
Yeah.
Holly. Heidi, yeah.
There's our
A little bit of schedule. All right, what are we looking at here?
that's a
these are-
softball team.
Oh, that's my daughter. She's right there. When they went to state, they got softball.
Oh, okay.
Softball, yeah.
That's 2012.
That's awesome. Another good track team.
This year.
You lost your video.
Well, that's good.
Can you get it back?
Volleyball game last night in high school. And the freshman team, there was, I think that 17 girls that went out for the freshman team, and they didn't cut anybody. They all are on the team. So that was quite a few, I thought. I mean, the gym was packed with players. They had junior varsity, freshman, and the varsity team. So
And 17 freshmen?
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So the crowd, of course, the freshman was a few sparse play. You know, they play at 5 o'clock, so people are still getting home from work and whatnot.
Sure,
But
yeah.
they do have a pretty good crowd come out for the volleyball team, and they're very good. They're very good. So if you get a chance to go out, you should go out and see the women's volleyball. They
Good.
play very well.
So this is a more recent team.
Yes. State champs. That's down at my own stopping grounds.
Oops. Let's see, we had that one. And
That's
Those
our-
are the old sweatshirts we got. We got hand-me-down sweatshirts from the men's sports.
Yeah, I'm wondering why do all the older girls in front have the old ones, and then the younger girls all have new stuff.
We got the faded one, the women's sports.
that was the last. Do we need to see that again?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
73-74.
All right. So that's the last of the pictures.
Okay,
So,
it's awesome, David.
so
Thanks.
come out for homecoming and Marcy, again, when is the 50-year of girls sports celebration? Is that?
It'll be right after the parade in the auditorium, the brand new auditorium called 301. And
anxious
so
to
you
see
want to
that.
come in there because they've got a lot to show and share with everybody. And it sounds like a really good crowd is coming back.
Oh,
So
look.
definitely show up for that. And they will be in the parade and they're having their final party then at the community building after the football game. So please join us. You won't regret it.
All right. Anything else before we sign off? I appreciate all of you showing up and helping us out today and getting the word out on this big project. It's been a big project for many, many months and exciting time for homecoming. And so that's it. Joe, thanks for joining us too.
Thank you,
Yeah.
David, for doing this for us.
Yeah, no problem. All right. And we'll have a regular webcast on Thursday, but all right, we'll call that a wrap.